What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How was your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going. And make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Like we've said before, the best thing that you guys can do is share this with somebody else. Share a clip with somebody. Go to our new clips channel, Opposites Attract Podcast Clips on YouTube, and find one of your favorite clips and share it with somebody else. We put out clips two clips every week. And you can find the podcast everywhere. If you go to the website, oppositesattractpodcast.com, you can see all the ways that you can follow the show, and you can see how you can support the show. And we'll tell you more about that later.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. What's up, babe?
Happy solstice.
Happy solstice. Happy trollstice. That's what it always is. I don't know.
So I'm sitting here. I've been waiting for Miguel. Like, we've been trying to get this podcast going
You
for
haven't
at
been
least
trying very
the
hard.
last hour. And I come in.
You've been stuck on social media.
And he's sitting here watching a fight. And I'm in there with my nephew waiting for you.
I'm putting you on blast. Don't be putting me on blast. All right? We wasn't talking about what I was doing.
on social media. I was looking at these cats.
On?
I don't know, one of the platforms. But they're called, I just told you.
Maine Coons.
Maine Coons. Oh,
That sounds racist.
they are so cute. They're large, and they live for 25 years.
Yeah.
Yes. So my kids, our kids, asked, I don't know when it was, maybe a couple weeks ago. We have Niecy, who's, really old. She's about 17 years old.
Yeah.
Super old. We had her before the kids. She was our first kid. And so they were asking if we're going to get another animal. And I said, if anything, we'll probably get a cat, because I've been looking at these cats. And they're like, well, why don't we get it now? And I said, because I'm waiting for one of the other cats to die. No.
Yeah. It's like,
and I was just messing with
we're
them,
at the
but
max.
they were like, oh, Mom.
And then we start making deals. Like, we could put one down, and then, but no.
Shut up. Put one down. No. So yesterday, we got to hang out with some friends.
Yeah. And celebrate the solstice.
Yes. And these are new friends.
Yeah, that we've met through your coaching endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And Alok and his wife, Caitlin. And he's a very successful coach.
Yeah.
And so, we ended up going to visit him at his place, two hours from here in Tucson. And it was a beautiful event to be a part of.
It was like a celebration. Well, his wife released an album, right? Mm-hmm. An EP. And she had a single that she made a video for. And it was also kind of like a Christmas solstice celebration, and just kind of like getting, his friends together. And
celebrating her new cookbook.
Yeah, and she's also, she's making a cookbook.
All gluten-free. And she had this beautiful presentation of all kinds of desserts.
That you got to be a part of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, Audrey was really excited when we came home and brought her all these different desserts. But it was a great experience for us.
Well, for one, it's not just like he's a successful coach, because it was like in the mountains of Tucson. Mm-hmm. And like, it's really nice up there. Like, if you guys can just imagine, it's one of these places where it's just overlooking the city, the lights of the entire city.
Yes.
His so
living room.
It's a little different.
All windows, right?
Yeah.
And so you're overlooking the city from his living room. And then you go outside.
Well, from most rooms.
Yeah. And then you go outside and it's just breathtaking. They have a cold water plunge and a hot tub. And it's just, I know that that's like where we're headed. So it's good to just be around some really great couples, because there was a lot of couples there.
There was a lot of really cool people.
Yes. And it was a new experience for us.
Yeah.
Especially for Miguel.
Why? Why do you say that?
The love circle.
Oh, the love circle? Yeah. Yeah, kind of shared some energy.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It wasn't like anything crazy.
No.
You know? It's not like we started handing out drinks and...
No, wait, let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah, true.
Right?
True. That was cool.
It was our first party, like, it was
where
an
we
elegant
all, like, so
gathering.
everybody, so there was this little table with these little cups. And everybody grabs a little cup. And when you drink it, it makes you feel a little funny.
What?
But then it kind of helps you all get into the vibe. And then we all got into this chanting stuff. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
You're funny.
And then we all got robes.
Yes.
No.
It was great. No, it was the first party, like gathering, elegant party, like no alcohol.
None.
Yeah. And we had such
we were just
great
hanging
time.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
the
was
conversations.
Saying, yeah.
Talk about the conversations.
No, it was cool because I was saying, like, after the party, it was like, yeah, it was a thing. Like, you could have had maybe some wine or a whiskey or something like that. But also at the same time, it's like you didn't really need it. You know, it was just hanging out and talking and having a good time.
Enjoying each other's company and the different conversations, you know, that were happening in the room.
Yeah, you were off talking to some people. I was making friends.
Yeah. I told Miguel, because I said, hey, why don't you take some shots, like pictures, because I'm going to be socializing. Normally, I'm the one taking the pictures. So I just told him, when you get a chance, take, some pictures. And I noticed that he wasn't. And I'm like, you're fired. And you're like, well, you told me to make friends.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm over here talking to new friends.
Yeah. We had a really good time. And then today.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you get today?
So today we went and picked up my Christmas present.
Yeah.
So there's been this watch that I can't say I don't know how it came up, because obviously through my search history or whatever, somehow it came up, because I look up Bruce Lee stuff, and there's like a limited edition watch that they made for Bruce Lee that just came out in October. And, kind of like what we were talking about, we weren't sure what we were going to do with some of the stuff for Christmas. And then, Sonia was like, I want to get you the watch that you've been wanting. Because I was like, you know what? It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I really do want it, and it is limited. And we went and picked it up today. Dude, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Christmas to put it on.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and you can wear it with everything.
It's a solid watch.
Yeah.
It's a heavy watch.
It's a really nice watch.
So let's talk about Bruce Lee.
So it's a Seiko
what?
Bruce Lee watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really good book, Be Water, My Friend, that I think was actually written by his daughter, but it's written about his teachings. And it's an awesome book. It's like one of the best books that I've written. We were talking about how we're going to go back and forth listening to books, and that's one that I want us to listen to together that I've already listened to.
So what about that book helped you to see things in a different light, or brought...
Man, like there's so much that, like, if you like martial arts like I do, of course you know Bruce Lee. And if you're a dude and you like fighting and fighting movies, everybody knows Bruce Lee. Everybody. I mean, at this point, he's like an icon. But when you get into martial arts themselves, and when you start learning more about Bruce Lee, you start finding out about like how he was like as a person, and what he used to think and what he used to teach, because he wasn't just like a movie star. You start finding out that he used to think about a lot of things. Like he used to think deeply like a philosopher. And one of the things that I remember in the book, they were saying that he didn't want to write things down. Like he didn't want to write a book, because he felt that the way people are, the way he sees is that people idolize other people. And if he puts it down in a book, then that might lock it in as like, this is the way it has to be. And he's like, nothing is ever like this. Things change. He's like, so even if I say, like, kind of like he could be wrong and things can change and it may not apply or whatever. But if you write it down, people take it literally, like kind of like the Bible. Like, this is what it is, and you do not deviate. Because if you idolize Bruce Lee, that's what he said. you know? And he's like, life is more fluid than that. That's why the book is Be Water, My Friend, you know?
Right.
It's kind of, it's really, he was a really deep thinker.
Yeah. As you are.
Right.
And
I try to be.
I
do.
You are. Yes.
And the other thing that I really liked about him was one that I've told you is where when it comes to like, I guess like teaching other people, even for me, like I don't feel like teaching. It's just showing. I just show you something, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it is teaching, but I don't know.
It's sharing.
Yeah, it's
sharing
more like
what
a showing,
you know.
sharing.
Yes.
Right. But there is no hierarchy of things.
Yeah, attachment,
you know?
or...
And I think that's kind of how he felt too, you know? It's like maybe you know more because you have more experiences, but it doesn't make you better in any way. So he used to say that he's merely a signpost for a traveler who is lost.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
love
that's
that.
how
Mm-hmm.
that's how he approaches giving advice, you know?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. And I hear you and I see you, and I had plans on getting you that watch. And when you told me that you found it for a discounted price,
oh yeah,
I was like, let's get that now.
You know, and it's one of those things, kind of like you say, like if it's meant to be,
yeah,
you know, like I was thinking about it, times are tight, and then it's like, well, we did get some money, you know, shit, like, and we got stuff coming in, like it's not that bad, and then it's like, oh shit, the watch is on sale. It's like cheaper and they have it here, cheaper than anywhere in the country, pretty much, you know, like you can't find it.
Right.
So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
You were like, come on, let's go get it.
Yeah.
So
I never really seen you that excited for something like that, because you're not very materialistic at all.
No, but it's kind of like, you know, we go into the store, and I was just joking around. Like you walk in and it's a watch store. The Bruce Lee watch is not like their most expensive watch, and they have some really nice watches. So as soon as I walk in the store, I was like, maybe I'll get something else, you know? But no, like I went in there because I wanted that watch. Mm-hmm. And I want that watch not only because, you know, it's a nice watch or whatever, but because of the watch that it is. It is a Bruce Lee watch, you know, and I do like Bruce Lee. So, yeah.
No, it's been
it
really
means
good.
Something.
Mm-hmm. Today we went shopping because I am going to make some pozole.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, and me too. And we went and we decided to eat, because at the store that we shop at, the Ranch Market, they have really good Mexican food there. Yeah.
For those that don't know, it's like a pork stew, a Mexican pork stew with chili. And yeah, it's really good.
So before we went shopping, we decided that we were going to eat. And so Audrey's been taking Spanish lessons now for 2 years. And Miguel had sent her to go pick up the drinks. And I knew she felt a bit uncomfortable, but I still pushed her to step out of her comfort zone. And unfortunately, the order was messed up. And so I knew like she was struggling because I could see in her face. And I left her alone for a bit. And then I asked you to go help her out.
Yeah.
And when she came back to the table, she was very emotional.
Yeah.
And I shared with her, I said, hey, you're going to get into some uncomfortable situations in life. Like, and it's okay. Because she was.
Yeah. And it also, I think, you know, like you say, you can tell when it's going to be.
Yeah.
She's a little more emotional than she normally is. You know?
She is like sensitive. She's sensitive and she's a sensitive girl. But I told her, I'm like, you know, there's going to be times. It's like when I had to go up and speak for the first time in front of the room.
Yeah.
Right? And being uncomfortable, but doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Like she's going to have to push herself because she's a little quiet, You know, I don't like to call her shy because I don't want to give her that title of just being shy. So
But some people can be. I'm it's not shy, you're just quiet, more reserved, I guess.
Right. But it's getting her to step out of that comfort zone. You know, because we're not going to always be there by her side to help her through those situations.
Yeah. And that's something that Legal Shield helped me a lot with, because I don't know, I think it's kind of like, it seems like being more of an introvert, like people, it's almost like if you were to picture it in your head, like you think of like just somebody that sits there and doesn't talk to anybody ever. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. You know, like when I was in the Air Force, I would go out with my friends and I would go talk to girls and I would meet people and I would go to the gym and I would do things. But at a certain point, I want to be on my own and just kind of like chill.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around any more people. But it wasn't that I wasn't around people and I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. You know?
Yeah.
So,
but would you start the conversation?
Not always. If I wanted to. But but the thing is that you can get more comfortable. Like being an introvert doesn't have to do with that. Because you can get more comfortable with being more outgoing. Being an introvert, all it means is that after a certain point, I just need to like, what the fuck is going on? Is like an airplane coming down around us?
That's really close, right?
Holy shit.
I felt the bass.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
that was crazy. Freaking airplanes flying over. But all it means is that at a certain point, I don't want to be around people anymore. I want to kind of hang out by myself and recharge.
See, but that's not her. It's more.
So what I'm saying with her, maybe it's that she just has to learn how to be a little bit more outgoing. And with Legal Shield, it was like just learning how to just smile a little bit.
Right.
You know, it's like, hey, just smile when you're, instead of like just pay attention. Because when you're walking around, you're just like, you know, it's like people at me they would be like, why are you angry? I was like, I'm not fucking angry. But when you answer, I'm not fucking angry, it makes you seem like you're fucking angry.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not fucking angry. It's like, oh shit.
You see the difference in both of their personalities.
But when you're just smiling, it's disarming. And then people say, hi, how's it going? Hi. Right. That's it. Hi.
Right. Right. But I was thinking too, like if it was the other way, like if Joey was with us,
he'll just go, he doesn't give a shit. He just goes and talks to people.
He doesn't care how he sounds. She speaks more Spanish than him. But he would be like, he would say some crazy stuff. He would try and he's just like all for it.
Yeah.
Right?
He'll give it a shot.
Like I'll send him to the store, you know, in the store by himself to do whatever, to grab whatever. And he's like, he's good. And if he has any questions, he will ask.
Yeah, he'll ask around.
Someone that works in the store. When Audrey's like, Mom, can you go with me? And I'm like, no, Adriana, you need to do this on your own.
I think it's just different personalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But you gotta.
But she loves to dance. But this is crazy.
You can't avoid it though.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't consider her an introvert. I would consider maybe Joey an introvert. I don't know. I don't even know if introvert and extrovert is even a thing anymore. Because I think that, shut up. I think that what creates that is maybe their past experiences in certain situations. I don't know. Or the lack of confidence versus having confidence. I don't know.
I don't think that
because when you look at both of our kids,
but anyway, yeah,
right? Like Joey, though he'll go out there and speak and ask questions and this and this and that, he goes out with his friends, but there's times where, like you said, he's like, I'm done. I'm tapped out. I've been out there. I want to be in my room now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's different than being an introvert though. But
because you're saying, you used to tell me that with you, like you would just get exhausted from just being around everyone or whatever. Like when it was time to go, like you're tapped out. Me, I can party and be the last one out the door. And you're like, hey, I'm ready to go. Like I'm, you're tapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tapped out. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I'm done working now. You know, so now we're on vacation mode. All systems go.
Yes. I'm going to make some for the first time. What is it called?
What's that?
The chocolate.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
What?
It's like some Mexican hot chocolate type thing.
Yes.
Champorrada.
There you go. Champorrada. Yes.
There you
go. I'm excited. So we need to end this podcast really quick. No. And the weather. Holy smokes. Like what? It's been warm. We have Christmas in what? 3 days?
Yeah.
And it's been warm. And all of a sudden, today, it's raining and chilly.
Yeah.
Bipolar weather.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays this way.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
What's going on with you?
This fucking podcast sucks. I'm just saying, this one's a stinker. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Was that Happy Birthday, Jesus? Thanks for giving us your reasons. That's why we're ready to fucking party.
Miguel
Let's get it started. Yeah, Merry motherfucking Christmas. That's my jam right now. If you don't know it, look it up.
I was like, oh my God.
We gotta turn this motherfucker around.
Skeet, skeet.
Yeah.
You should play it.
Get low.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, where did this Christmas music come from? And all of a sudden, Audrey's like, I want to hear Christmas music. And Miguel's like, okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll just put on some. Dude, I went down a rabbit hole of like looking up some inappropriate Christmas music. And it is, I fucking love it.
You love it.
Yep, it is awesome.
I love it. I love it a lot.
Merry motherfucking Christmas by Exhibit and Beast Reality. The other one is Get Low, to the tune of A Holly Jolly Christmas. Yeah. That one is going to be a classic.
Miguel's new nickname is Dick Stick.
Dick Stick, yes. That's me. But yeah, so, and yeah, I'm excited about making this pozole. I'm gonna barbecue the pork on the grill so that we don't, because that was the biggest thing. Is just, we've made it in the past. We didn't make it last year, but every year it's the hassle is to make it taste really good is you have to like sear the pork.
We're giving you guys our secret. Right.
Yeah. You have to sear the pork like with really high heat and a lot of salt in the pan before you throw it into like the stew thing so that it kind of like percolates and does its thing. But when you do that, it's just like splashing everywhere. Like the fucking, you could like.
Are you talking dirty to me right now?
It's like you could ice skate on the floor in front of the stove when you're cooking that shit.
Yes, because the grease is just like
it's just
popping,
everywhere.
popping.
So I was like, you know what? It might be really good if we do it in a cast iron skillet on the grill outside. Yeah. So we're going to try it like that.
While I'm inside doing my deal.
You can chop up the stuff.
Are you going to wear that? Like a sexy apron for me.
I got to throw on my Jingle Bell undies.
You going to dance for me tonight?
Yep. Jingle bells.
Yep. You said turn it around, so.
What is it? Something about give you my candy cane.
Okay.
I'm going to stuff you turkey, swallow this cranberry sauce or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm going to share this because I find it very, interesting. Not only that, I'm going to look it up. Though I don't really believe in like dreams and then meaning behind dreams. This was, baby. It's
not that serious. We both dreamt about a fucking wave.
Yes. We both not only dreamt about a fucking wave, we woke up to the dream and it was pretty similar. Was it not? Are you going to look it up?
No, I'm not fucking looking it up.
Those of you
I don't give a shit
that believe that there are meanings behind certain dreams, right? This one was pretty crazy. I forgot about it until Miguel, we're like having sex, right? And right then, in the middle, you're like, I
fucking didn't.
Look, you guys better watch this. I had a really weird dream.
I had a really weird dream. Hold up.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to ask anymore until we're done, right? And then I'm like, so what was your dream about?
I didn't fucking say it while we were doing it.
You were doing right.
No, I didn't.
Before, yes.
No, it was before we fucking started.
It was right before, because I was already, yeah.
You act like we were like I was about to bust, and I fucking stopped, and I'm like, wait 1 second, I gotta tell you about this dream first. Every dude that listens to this fucking podcast knows that is not true.
Maybe you're making shit up. You know, you thought of the water and you connected it to fucking way. No.
Ain't no dream gonna keep a guy from like.
That's what it felt like. But when he shared his dream, I was caught off, and I'm like, wait a minute.
But it was about a water. I was on a dock, the water. Yeah, it's not, whatever, man.
A big wave.
Yeah.
But very similar.
Yeah, you were getting smashed by 2 tsunamis.
We were. You were with me.
Okay.
And we were in the ocean.
You weren't in my dream. I was just dying by myself.
Okay, but mine had both of us. So maybe there's something there. Maybe you're going to, yeah.
Whatever, dude.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to call my Stardust sisters and say, hey, give me the down low. Here's our dreams. What's the meaning behind?
Yeah.
You don't think that's weird?
No.
That we had practically the same dream?
No, it wasn't practically the same dream. And no, it's not weird.
Your wave was just as big as my wave. I just had 2.
Okay.
Anyways.
And if it
to be continued on the next episode.
And what does it mean?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
What does it mean?
I'm going to look it up and see.
You were extra fucking wet this morning. Maybe that's what it means.
And you were going.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Shit just pops into your head. And when you podcast long enough.
Beer?
Yeah.
You thirsty much?
What are you talking about? You were fucking sitting here for 45 minutes on Facebook when I was drinking the first one.
An exaggerator.
Anyway, so yeah, we were talking. I wanted to talk to you about something. I was telling you.
What did I do?
You didn't do nothing.
Okay.
I was telling you that like there's times that I want to bring things up, and then I don't because I want to talk to you about them on the podcast. And then yesterday it came up again, and there was one day you picked me up for work, from work to go have lunch. And we went to that Cafe Mix.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And, it's been nice. Like when I go to work, especially these last couple weeks of work, it's been kind of like chilling and easing into the holidays. Mm-hmm. So instead of going to the gym, Sonia will call me. She's like, you want to go get some lunch? Sexy. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go get some lunch. So we'll go do that instead. Yeah. So we went to this place and I don't know what I was talking about that day. But it was like, I don't know if it was like Israel and Palestine and like just like what people believe and just like how it affects people and just all the shit that's happening, And I was kind of thinking like about what I think about a lot. Like I think about all these things. Mm-hmm. It's not the only thing that I think about because I do think about all kinds of stuff. Like when you see, there's fucking... what is it? Volcanoes going off in Iceland right now. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. Kind of scary. Pretty cool though. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of stuff to know about, right? Mm-hmm. But I know a little bit about a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that shit's a fucking burden, right? And it's a fucking downer. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, because for me, and the way my mind works, like I know how I am, but you're not the way I am. And that shit does affect you differently. And because I do think about this stuff, and I do like talking about the things that I'm thinking about, especially with you, but that shit can be a fucking downer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that fucking sucks. And it kind of made me sad, I was like, it's sad to kind of feel like maybe you're a downer to other people.
You're not that. And we were just joking about that. No, I do. Because we were sitting in the front yard earlier having coffee with our nephew.
Yeah, that came up again.
Something happened. He brought something up, and I'm like, it's okay, babe.
It was like everybody's going to die anyway.
I'm like, I'm the rainbow in your storm. No, not exactly. Or I said something like that. Yeah. I can't remember, but I said that. And then you looked at me like, this is what I was going to talk about in the podcast.
It was raining. Something about the rain. Oh, you said the plants like the rain. The plants like it better when it rains, as opposed to like you watering them, right? Uh-huh. And I was like, yeah, they like the plastic that's in the rain better. You're like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But it's, I just, yeah.
It's like if somebody was eating fish and they'd be like, oh, this fish is good. I'm like, can you taste the plastic or some shit? I'd say something like that.
You used to tell me that, used to get on me actually about me, because you felt that I was unaware. Like, stuff like that doesn't pop up in my feed because I'm not looking up, I don't know, I'm not looking up Israel, or once I found out about it, I talked to you about it. Actually, I brought it to your attention, right? Because my brother brought it to me. I brought it to you. And I became aware of that, and it was sad. And I am very sensitive. I just, I tend to put myself like in their situation, like just overly empathizing. I don't know. And it does. It drains me at times. And that's why I personally can't.
You can't focus on it that much.
I can be aware of it and do what I can to help, or just be the best me, or donate or give or whatever it is. But I can't live in that space because it paralyzes me. Like mentally, like it drains me. And the type of work that I do, my clients need me, right? Like they need all of me. So, I have my own rituals that I do to keep me in that space.
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from. Right? Yeah. I understand where you're coming from. And I do. And we've talked about this, about me telling you, like, it's good to know these things, but don't live in that space. Yeah. Like, don't, be looking up things constantly, like feeding that. Yeah. Because it's everything you have to process, everything you see, you have to take in, you have to process, you have to make sense of it. You have to.
Well, and that's the thing, is that's what I'm always trying to do. Right. I think that's what a lot of people, like as humans, that's what we try to do. That's what a lot of the things that we see around us are, is like us trying to make sense of things. That's what science is. It's us trying to make sense of things. Yeah. And when I look at something like what's happening in the Middle East, and I'm trying to make sense of it, like all I see is just people hurting each other, and it's like these people feel like this land is given to them by birth. Like maybe they've been here the whole time. And other people feel like this land was given to them by God, but they're the same people.
Yeah.
Probably. Seems like. I don't know. But I have a feeling that they're all the same people. And that maybe we're not really fighting over. I don't know. But. And then it just kind of like starts feeding into like everything else. You know?
We balance each other.
You just kind of see how it affected. It's affecting things now, and how it's affected things throughout history.
Yeah. I used to feel that, like I used to feel heavy. Because you were more adamant about relaying certain information to me until you became aware of how I am. You started to try to understand how I am. But it doesn't mean like I don't enjoy talking to you about these things. Like when you brought up the volcanoes
in Iceland,
the 97-year-old.
Oh yeah,
right?
That was a cool one.
Yeah, he was
he's a philosopher. He's written a couple books. Yeah.
And you wanted to share that video with me, and I found it very interesting. And we actually agreed, like, on what you were feeling, on how you felt when you watched it and listened to it. I felt the same as well.
Yeah,
about him not having the gratitude of the time that he got to spend with his wife or connecting to nature before he passed.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube and you guys search 97-year-old faces death, I think that'll probably pull it up the top search result.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a story about this guy who's 97 years old. His wife has passed away like long time ago, and he's a philosopher. He's written books on all kinds of like really thoughtful, intelligent topics, and he feels, and I think in the video he says that he feels like he's helped solve the problems of some of these things. But death is not one that he's been able to solve, you know?
Yeah. And it's a bit confusing when you take a listen, because he says one thing and then he says another that kind of conflicts.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't want to give it all away. You guys watch it. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe call us and give us your thoughts.
Yeah. 480-331-9846. Is that one? I think that's it. Dude, I forgot it.
You forgot it.
9846. Yep. 480-331-9846. You guys can leave us a message. You guys send us a question. You can be anonymous if you want, and we might as well just get right into the ads.
Yes.
You guys can go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you guys go to our website, you can click on the support the show tab. That'll take you to our Amazon link, and it's already Christmas. This is the Christmas episode.
Wow.
So if you guys are buying anything for New Year's or Valentine's Day's coming up, you guys can do it through that link, and it'll help out the show. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but we get a little kickback when you guys shop through our Amazon link. And if you want to help out the show a different way, you can go to
buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod and buy us a virtual drink or 2 or 3. And you can subscribe on a monthly basis as well. So thank you for your support and, all that you all do.
Yep. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Miguel is so stoked for I am too.
What?
For the new year. Like, we have stuff like rolling out.
Dude, yeah.
Like my schedule, I have a pop-up event in January. I got to start working on my May retreat. I got a new client. I have some gifting sessions lined up. I started working with girls foster, volunteering at girls foster group homes. That was super amazing. Sorry, I did I interrupt you?
No.
I did.
No.
My friend's son wanted to give back for Christmas. That's what was on his list. And my friend Betty gave me a call and said, "Hey, this is what he wants. Can you help us make it happen?" And I made a couple of calls to the group homes.
That's awesome.
I got to share this. I'm glad. I almost forgot. I need to start writing down notes. And these girls, they were new group homes, not the ones that I originally worked at. So this was the first time me meeting these girls. And I got there before Betty. So I got to kind of chit chat with them a bit. And I had Audrey, I had her daughter with us as well. And so, man, it brought back all the memories of me working in the other group homes and just seeing these girls. And before, I would feel super sad, like within.
Yeah.
And now it's more hope, because that's what I'm there to do, is to help them and to allow them to borrow like my hope and my vision for them and my belief in them until they can believe it for themselves. Yeah. Right? Like I'm just that seed. I'm just planting that seed. And one of the workers there, she's like, "Are you guys from a church?" Because normally it's the churches that are supplying Christmas gifts or donations. And I'm like, "No." And my friend Betty, who has the most beautiful heart, she's funny as shit. Like she's funny.
Always cracking
like
jokes.
she is funny as shit. She has always, no matter her struggle, she has always found a way to give. And so she's a couponer. So she was saving all these blankets. So she ended up donating blankets and socks and sweatshirts and pajama pants to these girls. And they're anywhere from 11 to 18. And some of them were very grateful, while others, which I can totally understand, felt a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, because she was giving away these really cute character towels. And one of the girls said, "We're not homeless. Why did you bring towels?" And I looked at her and I said, "I know that." I said, "I just thought you guys would like the towels because they have cute characters on them."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'm out." Like she just kind of, and her son was passing, you know, the blanket. He was passing everything out. And so they were two, you know, young boys, but they're tall, in a girls' group home. So I can kind of see how some of them may have felt uncomfortable. I think if it was two girls, it may have been different, right? Because, you know, Betty's, I'm just putting myself in their situation. Like Betty's sons are handsome and they don't look 12 and, you know, the other one was 15, which was their age, but I can see where that was a bit uncomfortable for them. But the other girls were just so excited about everything. But that's just it. Like working with these girls, you have to be prepared and ready.
Yeah.
And have a heart to like understand and be patient and really be able to put yourself in their shoes so that you can understand. At least try to understand like what they're going through.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that like Audrey, you know, was there as well so that she can, and they allow me to take her with me when I go into these group homes. I read a post, and it was a friend's post who said that she's having a very difficult time this Christmas. Like she can't find the cheer within. And my advice for anyone that is feeling blue or they're just feeling down and out, go serve. Go volunteer. Do what you can to give back. Because that it does something within your soul, like your spirit. It's like what are those things when your heart goes? When you're
defibrillator.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
paddles.
I've never heard it. Say it again.
A defibrillator.
A defibrillator.
A defibrillator.
The defibrillator. That's exactly what it does to your heart, to your spirit.
Yeah,
to your
it charges it up.
Yeah.
And then,
babe, I'm like back. Talking about something very serious.
No,
right
like
now.
it was shocking him back to life.
But that will help you get back into the Christmas vibe by making a difference. And what I'm gonna.
You said Christmas vibe.
Yes, like you know, just.
Sorry,
you're fired. We're done. It's been an hour. Let's go have some fun. We love you guys.
No,
Merry Christmas.
Go serve.
Cheers.
Go serve with your Christmas vibe.
Yes, go serve. Go bring a smile to someone's face. And in return, you will smile.
Yeah.
I did that to our daughter today.
Yeah, she was all emotional. We just kept.
I just looked at her with a big ass smile, and then I saw her grin, and I said, "See, I told you that works."
We just overpowered her with love.
That's it.
It was fun.
That's it. That is my superpower.
Yeah. Hey, I was thinking that we could probably do some little segments on the show. Like we could think about little things that we do. Like I was kind of thinking, like with a lot of stuff that I listen to, I could write down some of the quotes that I have because I wanted to. There's so many that I'll hear that I don't write down and then I forget them. And they're really good ones. And I'm like, oh shit, there was that one quote from that one thing that I heard.
That I listened to the other day on that.
And it's just gone forever. So I made a list on my phone. And there was one, I think I mentioned it on here, and I've told you before, that was from Napoleon, where he talks about to keep your iron fist in a velvet glove, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it's like you be tactful, you be good. Like in business.
Oh, I thought you meant like, okay.
Well, in a lot of things, in relationships and business, but it's like, hey, you what, like fisting? Is that what you're talking about? But, you know, like when people think that they can pull one over on you, and it's like, well, if they do it once, then they think that they can just keep getting away with stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, well, no, I'm cool to a point, you know?
Right.
Like, you're not just going to keep screwing me over,
Yeah.
you know?
You're not going to keep punking me.
Laughter is older than language. Yeah. That's a crazy thing. Before people talk, they probably laugh. Like some dude stubbed his toe on a fucking rock and the other caveman laughed at him.
Yeah.
You know? That was Jimmy Carr that said that. But when people know they can't control you, they'll try to control what people think of you.
Say that again.
When people know they can't control you, they'll try and control what people think of you. That happens to people that try to spread the truth about stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
Dave Chappelle went crazy and just left. Or like Kanye West does go kind of crazy sometimes, but they also make him seem crazier than he is. Sometimes he'll say some shit that's like, he's nuts, but he has a fucking point.
Right.
You know, and it's like, there's a lot of, and Dave Chappelle's talked about that too, where it's weird that when certain people hit a certain level of success or fame, how they go crazy. Like something happens but it's like, maybe it's that they don't go crazy, but the media makes them seem crazy so that whatever they say gets disregarded. So kind of like Joe Rogan, if he's talking about horse dewormer or like the alternative to whatever the media wants you to do, it makes you seem crazy.
Yeah.
So when they know they can't control, when people know they can't control you, they'll control what people think of you.
Yes.
Yeah. And this one I knew, but it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. That's Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai. But yeah, I figured as I go through the week and I'm like listening to stuff, I can kind of write different things and like where I heard them from, because there's a lot of really good ones that I just like forget over time, you know.
Yeah. I love you, babe.
I love you too. Yeah.
Let's go have some fun.
You ready to have some fun?
Yes.
We got New Year's coming up.
We have our nephew here with us, Randy. Aw.
Hey,
he's so sweet.
Hey, real quick. We were talking about being excited for the new year, right? We got Christmas still. One of the things that we've been talking about is getting rid of just all kinds of shit, right?
I'm excited.
And just reducing, not getting more shit that we need, that we don't need.
We're going to become minimalist as much as we can.
You know, to a point. You know, it's nice to have certain things, but at a certain point, it's like, you don't really need that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't make us happy. It's not something we need. It's not going to help the planet.
Yeah. And then just be careful what we're spending money on, because it's not like, at a certain point, it's not going to make you any happier. Like, we could do something better with it. Like you said, donate, serve.
Yes.
You know, just be smarter with our stuff, with what we have. That, and like you said, we have no choice but to hit the ground running next year.
Yeah.
You know, like your business is already getting things lined up. You got an event coming up. You got a client coming on right at the beginning of the year. I have like my work stuff for my actual work is just not, there's no way I'm easing into next year, which, you know, at that point, if I'm going to be all systems go at work, then it's time to get on track at the gym. You know, it's time to start training jiu-jitsu, working out, start looking at dates for tournaments, you know, and, you know, just eating health, like just kind of get everything back on the path for a while, you know?
Yeah.
And it's exciting because, you know, like once we've talked about it on here before, you know, once you start getting on that path and you hit it for a little bit, things start happening. You hit your stride and that momentum starts piling up.
Yep. You catch momentum.
There was something that I was talking to you about yesterday. We were talking about success and about how it seems like success, it comes when you're ready. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it's also kind of like when you're not chasing it. When you understand it, like when you really understand it. I was talking to you about it yesterday. Like, we don't have a lot of time, but we can get deeper into it another time. But I was kind of telling you like how I feel that I really understand how life is, how the world works, how things are, right? And how life is random and how life, I feel, has like these different compartments because
he calls them compartments. I call them levels, cycles.
It's compartments. It's different aspects to life because some people can be super happy and not have much money. Some people have a bunch of money and they're not happy. And they're not healthy. And like there's so many things. They don't have any purpose.
Or their relationship
isn't what,
Right.
Like there's so many different aspects to life that fulfill you, right? And some people have the money part, right? But that's just one part of it. Right. And what I'm figuring out is that that's not the most important one.
No.
I think the most important one is the being happy part, which a big part of that comes from gratitude and your perspective on things.
And learning about self.
And like your definition of success and all of that. And like I said, the gratitude of just being, for me, just being alive in the time that we are in today. And like how I've mentioned on here before, but when you understand that, and it's like I was talking about on the last podcast with the Lamborghini going by, and it's like, I can't get any happier. When you have that and you're not any longer just chasing something else because I already have it.
Yeah. It's being grateful for where you are
somehow
right now.
That attracts it. And then it's like how people say that you'll only have the success when you're ready for it. Right? And it's like when you really understand it, it's like, where are we going now?
That's the only direction I see is that.
Right?
Because we have every...
No. We were talking about this last night.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And while we're talking about it, we're headed to our friend's house in the mountains overlooking the city.
Yes.
And it's like, this is the direction that we're headed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, it's already coming together.
Yeah. And I feel it, right? Like I've been talking, and I never, like, I don't, right? When I talk about wealth, that's not something that I really talked about before. But it's something that's vibrating within my, like, serious, like my body. Like I just see it. I feel it. Like I see it and I feel it.
Do you need it?
I don't need it because I've told you many times.
Will it make you happier?
No. But it will help build more memories, be able to give back, be able to do more.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Right?
Because
then you have more to play with, more to do with, more to give.
We got to build it all up and then give it all away. But we can't keep it going because people will fuck it up when we're gone. I'm just saying. That's my Debbie Downer. That's my Debbie. What it is? My Debbie Downer side's kicking in.
You know what it is? It's to like experience experience that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't, I'm okay with that. We've already won. I've told you that. We've won in every other area in our life. We have more than we've ever had, right? Like, where we're at, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's the fairy tale that, the books, the novels, I attracted this romance. I was so much into that, even though I didn't want that. Those romance novels you used
to read?
Right.
With the dude on the horse?
It's so crazy, though, because I never wanted to fall in love. I was so scared of that.
On the beach?
Right? But I would read the books like I was what do they call it? Helpless romantic, whatever. I was that. But I did not want love. I did not want to fall in love.
Yeah.
But I have that. Like, we have that. Right? And I will choose what we have over wealth in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So, is money important?
In order for us to eat and to survive?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking about that too, because like yesterday,
it's what buys our meat.
It's what right. That was another video we were watching. We got to talk about that on the next episode. But it's like that thing that you hear. It's like once you make I think, and this is like inflation has happened in the last few years, so the number's probably gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, it was like if you made $75,000, like the difference between somebody that makes 75 grand and 250 grand a year, they're not any happier. Like once you make it to this amount of money where you can pay your bills and you can breathe a little bit and you don't have to like struggle to eat and you don't have to worry where your bill, you're doing okay.
Right.
Once you hit that threshold, more money doesn't make you happier.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was kind of thinking about that yesterday, and I think that is a part of it. It's like, yes, more money gives you more options and you could do cool shit.
Right.
But it's not like understanding and knowing that I don't need it and it's not going to make me happier. I'm happy now, Right. Like that's when it's different.
You know who we need to get on this podcast?
Who's that?
Darnell Self.
Yeah.
Because
he's had both.
Right. Yeah. Like it seems like he has it, right? Like that he has the wealth and the family, and we knew him before all of that.
Yeah.
Right? Well, he had some, but he's not where he's at. So he definitely yes. So I would love cool. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to send him a message. That would be fun to have him on.
Yeah, cuz I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. Right? Like we can travel the world and be free, meaning not have a job. I can work, I can coach via Zoom. I can coach wherever I want to coach. You can podcast wherever you want to podcast. We can podcast wherever just gotta make it work for us. Want to podcast.
And that's something that like I was telling Joey, and man, like so many things have changed. And I was telling you this earlier. It's like we've changed. Society changes. Like because of technology, the internet, everything changes so fast. So much faster than we can actually adapt and get used to. And for the longest time, it was fucking wake up, go to work, retire. Like that was what everybody knew. But then eventually people start waking up. And you're like, dude, we don't have to be in these fucking systems if we don't want to be. And like, who said that we like start questioning some shit? Mm-hmm. I had a talk with Joey about this yesterday. Yes. I'm like, bro, all these fucking rules are made up by people. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'll tell you what, I break rules all the fucking time. I'm like, look, just don't get caught. All right? You gotta, I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, look, you gotta understand what rules you can break, what rules you can't break. Some games we have to play by the rules because maybe this shit might all be made up, but they will throw you in a real ass prison.
Right.
You know, so don't fuck around.
Right.
But because everything is like different compartments or different aspects of life, it is like a game. Like you figured out the fucking happy part. You figured out your purpose. Mm-hmm. Now we just got to figure out the money game part. And it really is a game because when you look at it, mm-hmm. how do people make money? Like you can't just say that everybody wakes up and goes to work like they used to and works for a company and does it. Mm-hmm. There are so many ways that people make money today. It's insane. You know? So you can do it in a way that works for you and play the game in a way that works for you.
And believe this, listeners. When we figure out the game,
we're going to tell you how to play the game. And then fuck it, we're out. It'll be like that.
To know.
Dude, it'll be like that fucking.
And we're working on it.
You remember like the shit that happened with GameStop when all the nerds fucking told each other what to do? They were like, "Oh shit, we found out all the rich people have been fucking around and we can screw them over." They're like, let's do it. Dude, all the rich people were betting on the nerds to fail, and the nerds all chipped in and fucked them over.
Oh my goodness.
So when we figure out our way into the game and how to get some, we'll show you guys how to get some.
Because we love you all.
Yep. And with that, this shit's getting crazy. We'll see you guys next year, I think.
Yes.
Or right before next year?
Before. This is the Christmas.
New Year's episode's coming up next.
Yeah. Yay.
We got one more. Yeah. Fuck. I hope we finish the year strong.
Thank you guys for your love. Oh, we are. Better. Pants. There you go.
And with that.
Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract podcast.
Where we get better
together.
Bye.